Hey everyone, Big Pauly back for a brand new video. Yeah, it's the end of another month. That's right, it's the end of March, so that can only mean one thing. Yes, I know it's payday, but it's time to take a look at everything that I had delivered and stuff that I picked up for the lovely month of March 2023. So let's take a look. Okay, so I've put them into relevant order. There's a mixture of Steelbooks, 4Ks, Blu-rays, and there's also some studio stuff as well that's come through. First of all, we're going to kick off with Fruitvale Station. Yes, which I think I will be talking about this in my next stuff I could be bothered to watch video. Yeah, this stars Michael B. Jordan. This is based on a true story about a guy that gets shot by the police while going out to a New Year's Eve party. He gets into a bit of a fight on an underground train with someone that he didn't get along with in prison, and it starts a whole thing, and cops just jump to one conclusion, and you got a trigger happy cop. Yeah, unfortunately he pays the price. This was a good film. Michael B. Jordan, brilliant in this. This came out, when did this come out? This came out around about 2013 or 2014. So one of Michael B. Jordan's very early films, but he's fantastic in this. It's a great story, but it's a very sad situation, a very sad outcome, but it pulls it off brilliantly. So yes, that's Fruitvale Station. Next up, we have a subscriber mail. I don't usually include subscriber mails in the end of month hauls, but this one came very recently, so I figured I'd just feature this one. This is called Captive State. This looks like kind of like an alien kind of invasion type of arrival type of movie. I haven't yet watched it, but it looks really good. It's got John Goodman and Vera Farmiga in it. There is John Goodman there, so it does look good, and these are like spaceships. So yeah, I've never heard of it before, but I watched the trailer. Looks really good, so I'll definitely be checking that one out very soon. Next up, we got a couple of movies that were sent to me from Imprint and Via Vision in Australia. I haven't checked these out, but I will be checking them out. We have Imprint number 206, which is I'll Sleep When I'm Dead. Yes, starring Clive Owen, Charlotte Rampling, Jonathan Rhys-Meyers and Malcolm McDowell. So I haven't actually seen this film before, so it's going to be interesting. Looks like kind of like something to do with gangsters or something, or ex-gangsters in the criminal underworld. I don't know, but yeah, I'll definitely be checking this one out. You keep talking about checking these films out, but you never bloody watch them. I try to slot them in when I can. Pardon? Next up, also from Imprint, is Return to Paradise. Yes, we all like to return to paradise. This is a really old, well, I wouldn't say really old. It's 1998, so yeah, it's really old. 1998, but it's got a very young Joaquin Phoenix and also Vince Vaughn. That don't even look like Vince Vaughn. Yeah, look, you can see Joaquin Phoenix. I love saying it like that, Joaquin. And Anne Heche as well, who recently passed away, unfortunately, in a car crash, wasn't it? Yeah, so that looks good. This is Imprint number 209. So we'll definitely be giving that one a go at some point. This one I definitely had to get because this one is filmed in my local area. This is Empire of Light. This was a brilliant film with Olivia Colman, Toby Jones and Colin Firth. Saw this at the cinema. I did a movie review for it. Also in that same review, I actually went down to the actual cinema they used for the filming location, because this is filmed in the seaside town of Margate near Dreamland and the cinema down there. So they did all the cinema up to make it look good, and they tinkered around with the foyer in a building just down the road and built a new foyer, because the foyer in the actual cinema is a bit, it's not exactly tip-top condition, because the cinema has been sort of like abandoned and derelict for a couple of years. They're trying to do it up and turn it back into a working cinema, but I remember that cinema there when I used to go over there in the 80s to Margate, to Dreamland. So yeah, it's a very familiar site. So on my review for this, I did like videoing of the local area and of the actual cinema itself, so check that out. But a really good film, really good performances, especially from Olivia Colman. Yeah, and Toby Jones plays a projectionist, person that you don't really get these days, do you? Because I think they just walk into a cinema, press a button and then bugger off for 2 hours. Yeah, it's all digital and streamed broadband 4K and all that kind of crap now. Yes, the art of projectionists, I think, has gone. This one I picked up, definitely had to pick this up. This is The Boys, season 3. Fantastic show. Can't say anything more about this. It's just a absolutely fantastic superhero show. If you have not seen The Boys, you need to watch it. Yes. Next up, we have a Christmas film. I know it's March. It's almost April. But definitely had to pick this up. Saw this at the cinema. Loved it. It's going to be a Christmas staple every year. Violent Night with David Harbour. Had to put it in a red case. It had to be done, people, to make it look all Christmassy. This was a fun film. This was better than it should have been. From the producers of John Wick. This is basically Die Hard meets Home Alone. And it is just a flipping awesome film. So that's A Violent Night. I did pick this one up. I picked this one up. I had this one imported through Wow HD because there's been no sight of a UK release, and I think it's only recently just come out in the cinema. This is let's get it right. Brendan Fraser. Yeah, because a lot of people say Fraser. I think I might have used to say Fraser, but it's Fraser. Yeah. Like the TV show. Yeah, this is The Whale from Darren Aronofsky. Brendan Fraser, fantastic performance. It's a bit of a sad film. It's I wouldn't say it's not a family film. It's a reconnecting with a family member and coming to terms with your situation, which is very dodgy. It's very dodgy because he plays like this. What was it? It must be like £600, 500 or six. No, yeah, 500 or £600 morbidly obese bloke, and it's just his daily struggles. His daily struggles around the house. He's also an online teacher as well, but he never shows his face because he doesn't want his students to see. And it's basically about him trying to reconnect with his daughter. And he hasn't seen for many years, but it is a great film. It's not a happy film that you put on. It's very low and very depressing in areas. A bit of a downer, but it's still fantastic. Great performances. This is the US import, so this is the US release. But unfortunately, it is region locked. So it's locked to A. So if you haven't got a multi-region player, then it's not going to play. So if you can't play American discs or any other discs from around the world, it might be worth waiting for a release for the UK. Right, next up we have some 4Ks. So we have The Core. Yes, nothing to do with apples. This is a disaster film starring Aaron Eckhart, Hilary Swank and Delroy Lindo. And this is just a silly disaster film in the vein of like The Day After Tomorrow and all that kind of stuff. And it's about the Earth's core. The Earth has stopped spinning or something on its axis. And they have to fly through the core of the Earth and detonate some nuclear bombs in order to restart the Earth. It's so stupid, but it's fun. It's a fun film. I haven't checked out the picture quality on this. I've heard it's not that good, but I'll definitely be checking that one out very soon because it is yeah, it's a dumb, stupid film, but it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable. It's the same as that Roland Emmerich one. I can't remember. What was the Moon? Was it Moonshot? Do you know what? I can't even remember. It only came out about a year or so ago. Moonbase? Something like Moonfall. I know it had moon in the title. Yeah, Moonfall. First viewing of that, I thought it was stupid. Really stupid. But it's just a bit of fun. And when you get past that part of it, you need to look past the seriousness of the situation and just look at it as a stupid, dumb adventure film, disaster film. It works. Next up on 4K, we have Red Eye with Cillian Murphy and Rachel McAdams. This is not a very long film. It's about I think it's about 85 minutes, something like that, or just short of an hour and a half. Good suspense film. Starts out as one thing, turns into something else, and it's about political assassination and Cillian Murphy making Rachel McAdams do something. She runs a hotel. She's like a manageress in a hotel, or manager in a hotel, and they want her to swap rooms of some political person. I can't remember if he's the president or not, but they have to swap rooms so that they can assassinate him. Picture quality on this is stunning. Yes, the picture quality on this is fantastic. Sound is great. The only problem I had with the sound is that the dialogue was a little bit low. So in all the audio around them, sometimes it was a little bit tricky to make out what they were saying, especially when the plane was taking off, because it was quite loud and that. But really great film, very underrated. Next we have Steelbooks. Nothing but Steelbooks. This one, I realised that I didn't have DC's Wonder Woman on a 4K Steelbook. I do have, I think it might be either the Manta Lab or Film Arena Steelbook with 3D in it, but I wanted a 4K one, and I found this one. I remembered when this one came out, I think this was an exclusive through like Zavvi or HMV, limited to maybe 1,000 or something like that. This comes with a slipcover, so it comes with a really nice slipcover and a really beautiful designed steelbook as well. I love the design on this steelbook. It's really nice. The only thing that weirded me out a bit, as I've talked about before on the other video, is that you can see the spot gloss. It's like half of her and the sword, whereas you normally get an entire figure of spot gloss and then matte around it, and it's the same on the back. You can see it's just like her stomach area and the sword that's actually spot gloss. Everything else is matte. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. It would have been better spot gloss in the whole figures. But yeah, I thought it was a printing error, but apparently it's not. But it's still a really nice steelbook, and I'm glad I've got it. And I got this off eBay for a really good price. So I'm glad I've got that. Next up, we have a film that I picked up in 4K. Decided to sell it because I wanted the steelbook. I really love the design of the steelbook. That is The Woman King. I saw this at the cinema in IMAX. Really good film. Viola Davis, fantastic in it. You've got John Boyega, who was really good, really good. And Lashana Lynch as well, 007. The other 007. Yes. And yeah, this was a really good film based on true events. So glad I've got that now on the steelbook. I did originally get a dented version, which is here. This is the dented version. And I need to send that back. So that needs to go back. I believe it was Amazon I bought that off. Next up, we have some Star Trek. Yes, one of the best new Star Trek shows to come around. Starring Anson Mount and Ethan Peck, which I believe is Gregory Peck's grandson, I believe. This is Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Love this steelbook. Beautiful steelbook. and great cast. And I don't have any problem with Star Trek Discovery. I've really enjoyed Star Trek Discovery over the last 4 years, I think it is. It's had some ups, it's had some downs, it's had some great episodes and great characters. And Picard has been up and down. At the moment, Picard is killing it. Totally killing it. Probably the best Star Trek we've had in decades. But I really enjoyed the fact that for Strange New Worlds, they went back to the episodic format, because, you know, Discovery was kind of like a whole season set over one storyline, whereas these are self-contained episodes like they used to do with the old Star Trek in the 80s and the 90s. So yeah, really enjoy that show. Looking forward to season 2. Next up, because we've recently had Scream 6, I decided to pick up Scream, the first film. This is, I think, a reprint or a repressing, because it originally sold out. So this is the original film with all the cast and Drew Barrymore. And because I got Scream 5 on Steelbook, I decided to just go all out and just buy all the Scream films on the Steelbook instead of the Blu-rays. So that is Scream. And one that I was missing that was also out of print is Scream 2. And then all of a sudden I got a notification that this come back into stock at Zavvi. So yeah, jumped on that to pick that up, because the other alternative was, I think, to buy it from Amazon France or Italy for about €30. But I'm glad this came in anyway, so it didn't have too far to travel. So I'm just missing Scream 3 and 4 now, so I really hope that they release those as steelbooks, because I do have my order in for the Scream 6 steelbook as well. The last 3 are all one franchise. They've been releasing these every week or every couple of weeks. So I've already shown Rocky, and now we have Rocky 2. Brilliant film. And I love that all of these steelbooks all match. Of course, the only problem is when they do eventually release Rocky 5 and Rocky 6, you know, Rocky Balboa, I really hope they keep the same design format, because it'd ruin the franchise if we didn't. We also have Rocky 3 there with some nice artwork, and I love the inclusion of this colour and the colour in the black and white. The thing about the Blu-rays, they're very nice design Blu-rays, but I much prefer the steelbooks. For me, I felt that the Blu-ray covers had a bit too much red in them, but this has a really nice mixture of like black and white and red. So there we go. So there is Rocky 3. And finally, Rocky 4. That's a really good cover. I really like that cover. This also includes the director's cut as well. So yeah, definitely fantastic film. Great Rocky franchises. So there we go. So that is it. That is everything that I picked up and had delivered for the month of March. So not a huge stack, but quality stack, quality stuff. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like it by giving it some thumbs up. Blah, 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 blah. Don't forget to subscribe, comment and share, and I'll see you on the next video very soon. Bye bye.